I'm not going to try to attempt like I can pronounce this, but it's from the Aztec language Chanca Piedra, which translates into Spanish as stone breaker. Anybody want to guess what it does?
Gallstones.
It breaks all stones in your body, like gallstones, like kidney stones.
Wow.
Yeah. So, would I sit down and eat this to a salad? Sure, a little bit. A little bit. Would it help you prevent you from stones? Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. See?
How much?
Okay, that's where the rub comes in. So if you're eating it like a salad as preventative, I don't think you can get an overdose of it. If you're talking medicinally, that's a different story, and it would take a little bit longer than we have today. Yeah. So one of the terms for it is seed under leaf. Do you see what it's talking about with the seed under leaf? Yeah. So there's one that's a look-alike. Yeah, the little balls that are hanging underneath the leaves.
Oh, okay.
So this is the stone breaker. You can Google that one too. It is for sale medicinally if you're interested. I'm pretty sure it's still in use in a couple other countries. United States, we definitely have a harder time getting things that you can't patent and control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any questions about the stone breaker that I could answer?
What was the one you said was a look-alike?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't remember the name of. But if you don't see the seeds underneath the leaf, then it's not that. I don't remember the name of the look-alike though.
They always have the seeds underneath?
When it's to a certain maturity size, when it's probably mature enough. So that's the thing. Well, when you look at different plants, when they're younger, they'll look different than when they're grown up. So that's a good point that you asked. You know, so they can look younger. When they're younger, look completely different. So that's why you really have to know the plant.
So you use it more as like putting into a salad then?
Yeah, like I said before, a little bit of everything. I'd probably put a little bit of these leaves in the salad.
Would you do more if you do have stones?
I would, yeah. If you know your because think about what really causes stones. Eating a lot of greens. So if you add that to your greens, what have you already done? So that it's things like that we've lost certain components of things. Like think of the aspirin that used to come from the willow tree. Well, aspirin was not the only chemical in a willow tree. The other chemicals in there also helped your digestive system. Nowadays, we just take this one chemical and we refine it, and that's why people have problems with aspirin, even though people were eating aspirin for, thousands of years. Yeah. The willow, what makes it aspirin, yeah. Okay, sorry, tucked away. These weeds don't listen to me. They do what they want. The reason why I pointed out is because I know a bunch of you probably have this on your fence right now.
Yeah. And it smells really bad.
It does. You would think that something that bad would not be edible, right? That's a great response. Believe what your body is telling you. The leaves and the vine are poisonous. So now I know what you're saying. Well, why, Stephen, are you telling us that this is an edible plant? And that comes with, a little bit of knowledge is dangerous. Well, you got to know what part of this is edible, and you got to know how to eat it. So the fruit on this, when it is green, it looks like a little melon. In Asian cooking, this is really popular. It's called bitter melon. The seeds, however, when they are fully developed, are poisonous. So you have to pick the melons when they're still green. When they start turning yellow, that's how we know it's poisonous.
Oh.
So one of the common names of this plant is Japanese lantern plant, because when the green melons turn yellow, they look like little Japanese lanterns. So you can eat the melon like a fruit. The Asian people cook it that eat this. My favorite thing with this plant are the seeds. And I know what you're saying. Like, didn't you just say that the seeds are poisonous? So the seeds have a coating. If you notice in the picture, we just didn't have any that were ready here. In the picture, the seeds are bright red. So the covering, the fancy botany term is arils. The special coating on the seeds are kind of fleshy. And you know, it's that deep red. Usually that tells you poisonous, but sometimes you think of deep red as cinnamony. So when I get the seeds, I kind of scrape the fleshy part off with my teeth, and it almost tastes cinnamony. It tastes sweet and cinnamony. You have to spit the seeds out. You cannot swallow the seeds. Yes, just the fleshy part that's surrounding the seeds. Now, this probably bears some further explanation. So this is bitter melon. Loves fences, loves trellising on whatever it can find. Really good melon part. Now, right behind us, coming through, has these red seeds. This plant, anybody know what this one is called?
Rosary pea.
Rosary pea or rosary bean, right? Anybody know why it's called a rosary?
Better pray.
You better
So
pray.
I have heard two different myths and stories about it. I'm not sure which is true. I have heard that people used to make rosaries from the beads, from the seeds that are bright red. And in praying with them, they died. Ah. I've also heard that they're called rosary peas because if you eat one, you're going to need to pray on a rosary. Because they are deadly poisonous. Even just a little bit is deadly poisonous. So don't confuse bitter melon with rosary pea. And be like dying and be like, curse that Stephen, he told me to do this. Don't do that. I don't want that on my conscience. Alright, so know the difference.
Does that one have a little black spot on the red berry, or is that a different one?
Yeah, and it comes almost like in a pea pod that bursts open, like long and brown. So stay away from those.
Those are yellow.
It's like that.
Yeah, so stay
Like
away
that.
from that. What is it? Smile at? Briar. I don't mess with that one, so I don't know. Never tried it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so. Oh! This must have just got freshly mowed. So this is our last one on our list, which is wireweed, and that's why it was so hard for me to rake it, because it is very, very strong stem, like a wire, one would say. So, a little bit about this plant's family group. It is in the mallow family. What do you think of when you think of mallows? Well, you do because you're smart. Marshmallows. Marshmallows. Marshmallow was an actual plant that you dug up the roots and you toasted, and they become sweet, and you eat them. Not a conglomerate of sugary, gelatinous jello, whatever it is made out of, high fructose corn syrup. I have eaten the real thing, and it is wonderful. The mallow family is very, very safe. The mallow family is very cool. They're very soothing. Mallow. They're very mallow.
So this is in the mallow family.
This is in the mallow family. But this is like the little cousin tough guy. You know, like the little guy syndrome?
Yeah.
That's what this one has. It is a little tough guy plant.
Little dog.
It works with your immune system to boost it.
Wow.
So, Google this. I have friends that use this to combat what's the tick-borne illness? Lyme disease.
Lyme
There we go. Lyme disease.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Does that get pretty tall?
It does not get very tall.
It doesn't get tall.
No. No. It's a pretty low shrub. So now if... I'm sorry?
How is it eaten?
How is it eaten? Good question. So, because it's in the mallow family, it makes gelatinous jello kind of stuff. So don't be afraid of that. So the leaves and the stems could be steeped in a tea or cooked and eaten. People like the gelatinous, that slimy texture. It's very healing for your insides. So you can cook it and eat it. I also make medicine from this.
Could you put flavoring in it and use it as a jelly?
So what I would probably do, oxalis actually was used by people for a very long time to use as a gelling agent. So put a little oxalis and a little cedar. So this is one of my favorite plants. I know it doesn't look like much, but often what I do is pick this little seed pod. It's called a what is it called?
I don't know. It's not on the paper.
Calyx. That's the word. Botanical word for seed pod. I often kind of put these calyxes in my pockets, and then the seeds fall out of the calyx, and the seeds are sharp, and it stabs myself in the pocket. So don't put these in your pocket. But take one home and plant it somewhere. See, the seeds are sharp,
Yes.
like a little prong.
So you eat them like that? You just break it up and eat it?
No, I take the seeds to plant it.
Oh.
That's my garden, remember? There we go.
So you just eat the top part of it, you don't eat the root.
I would say the leaves and the stems. I wouldn't eat the seeds, and especially those calyxes are pretty tough. So just the leaves and the stem. So I would
just
cook it
steep it in
as a
water.
slimy spinach. Cook it as a slimy spinach, or make a tea out of it. You got a sore throat, make a slimy tea.
Yeah.
Remember I said it helps your immune system. There we go.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
There we go.
Slippery elm is the best.
Slippery elm is the best.
However, slippery elm is now an endangered